Hey everyone, this is my full face drugstore tutorial, and I just want to start off by saying the drugstore has some popping products right now. As you can see here, I'm going in with the Covergirl True Naked Nudes palette, and I'm using my Eco Tools blending brush, just buffing that into my crease and taking the color Fawn. And that's just our transition shade. Taking the shade Fawn with my Eco Tools shader brush, and I'm just buffing that into my crease for the transition color. See, by now I'm using Covergirl's True Naked Nudes palette. If you didn't know, the new line is a total dupe for Urban Decay's Naked palette. Going in with the shade Cocoa, and I'm using a Real Techniques Dome Shadow brush. I'm focusing all the color into my outer V. Taking a Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush and the shade Shell to blend out the crease, because we don't want harsh lines. Lightest shade in the palette buff, I'm packing that onto my inner tear duct and also placing it on my brow bone. I'm using a Quo all over shadow brush. That same Quo brush, I'm taking the darkest shade Sable and placing that into my outer V to really emphasize my eye shape. Just taking the Eco Tools shader brush once again just to buff out all of the color. I'm going in with the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art in the shade 80 Desert Dazzle. I'm only using the glitter side, and trust me when I say that this is a holy grail product. Everybody needs to run out and go grab some of these. Now I'm just really stopping to appreciate that glitter. Yes! I'm just going in with the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. You want to really work that into your skin until it feels tacky. Using the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, I'm in the shade 40 Nude, and I'm taking the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I believe it's best used when damp. I submerge it with water and wring it out a couple times. You'll know if you're doing it right if it doubles in size. But again, it's just preference. If you want to use it dry, it's up to you. Just want to say, for a drugstore foundation, the coverage is crazy. I'm going in and I'm not even using a concealer, and you can see how much of my redness that it covered. Using Maybelline's Master Conceal in the shade 10 to highlight. To blend it all out, I'm going back in with the Real Techniques sponge. Ladies, try to keep in mind that you only want to go down 2 to 3 shades lighter than your actual complexion. You want it to still look natural, and you don't want to go too light that it becomes well aware that half of your face is lighter than the rest. Like I mentioned in my last video, you always want to set your liquids with powder. I'm using the damp sponge underneath my eye again to avoid creasing before setting it. To set, I'm using the Loreal Infallible Pro Contour in the shade Light with my Real Techniques contour brush. Just to be completely honest, I strongly dislike that powder for setting my under eyes. It looked great everywhere else, but it made my under eye area look cakey. But I will say I absolutely love the darker shade to contour with, and I believe it's the best contour shade you can find at the drugstore. Their highlight shade, on the other hand, isn't. From the same contour kit, I'm taking the darker shade in my e.l.f. Professional powder brush, and I'm buffing that into the hollows of my cheek and around my hair and jawline also. I love this brush for contouring. I use it over my NARS Ita brush. I find working in circular motions, it makes the contour appear seamlessly. Going back in with the Covergirl Nudes palette, I'm taking the shade Cocoa once again, and I'm placing that along my lower lash line. Doing this is really going to make my lower lashes pop. Now I'm using the Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer onto my waterline. This is in the shade 213 in the Nude. Taking Maybelline's Fit Me blush in the shade 306 Deep Coral. I'm using a Real Techniques Dual Fiber Face Brush, and I must say that this blush is definitely a dupe for NARS Orgasm. Now for my favorite part, strobing. Here I'm taking the Hard Candy Glow All The Way in the shade Tiki. It's a baked bronzer, but it's definitely a highlight. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's been around forever. And I'm using the Morphe M501. Highlighting is the opposite of contouring, so you want to attract light to the areas of your face that pop out. Like, as you can see, I'm doing it on my cupid's bow, my nose, my cheekbones, areas like that. As you can see now, this is what I like to call my highlight check. I move my face around to see if I can see it glow, and obviously there wasn't enough glow there, so I just added a bit more highlight. I'm just going in to line my lips with the NYX Retractable Lip Liner. This is in the shade MPL 23 Pinky Beige. Now I'm going in with the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss. This is in the shade 314 Nude. Do keep in mind that it is a gloss, it's not a liquid lipstick, so it's not going to dry completely matte, but the gloss itself is going to have a matte finish. If you've ever tried any of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, this is totally what it reminded me of. The color here is different from when it dries. Once it dried, it gave me more of a mauvier pink finish. Here I just slapped on some eyelashes. They are Adele's and I just doubled them up. I'm not too sure which ones they are. I'll list them down below. But XO always mentions this brow stylist plumper from L'Oreal Paris, and I got it in the shade Light, and I have to say that I really like the way that it set my brows. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching my full face drugstore tutorial. If you have any more ideas for future videos, please feel free to comment down below. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks guys, until next time, see you. Mwah.